Hello everyone, this is Ambarish and you are watching EduSharp. Today I am wearing a white shirt, blue suit and black shoes. Now you must be wondering, why am I telling you all this? I am actually explaining that I am presenting myself in a formal attire because I am making educational videos. How you look is very important and it depends on your atmosphere. If I would have been there in a club, maybe I would have worn some casuals. Similarly, how a paper looks is also important. Not all the papers are presented in the same format. Formatting of a blog is different from formatting of an academic article. An academic article is presented in a formal manner, and this presentation is called formatting of the paper. The most used and accepted formal presentation of an academic article is APA formatting. First of all, why formal presentation is important for an academic article? Because if no guidelines are given, everyone will start writing in their own way. Some of you will start using different colors. You will start making your paragraphs bold and italics, underlined here and there. Overall, it will become really tough for the lecturer to read and understand the paper and then finally grade it. If all the papers which are submitted to the lecturer is formatted in one particular format, then it becomes easier to read and understand it and then finally grade it. And therefore, lecturers normally ask you to prepare and present your paper in APA format. Today, in this video, we will be talking about APA format. We shall cover APA format in 4 important points. Point number 1, overall page layout. Point number 2, cover page. Point number 3, what are the different levels of headings, and point number 4, reference page. I have already created a video on APA referencing style. If you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch that video after this one because it will give you a clear understanding about APA referencing style. Here in this video, we are talking only about formatting of the paper, means how the paper should look. In the end of the video, I will also give you a simple trick which will help you in creating your academic article in APA style in one single click. So watch till the end and let's understand this. So guys, before starting the APA formatting style, we need to understand what are the orders of the different sections in APA style. Here order means in any academic article there are different sections and what should be the order of those sections. In APA style, we follow the following order. First, we provide the cover page or we can say title page. After that, we provide abstract. After abstract, we provide the main body of the paper. Main body means from introduction till conclusion. Then after main body, we provide references page. After referencing page, we provide footnotes, then list of tables, then list of figures, and in the end we provide appendices. Now let's go to my laptop screen and see how APA formatting is done.
So guys, before starting the APA style formatting, I would like to tell you that there are 2 separate guidelines that APA has created. One guideline is created for student papers and another guideline is created for professional papers. Here we are going to talk about student papers. Okay, so let us first set the page layout. In page layout, the first thing that we'll do is about margins. So in order to set the margins, we'll go in the layout section. Here you have layout section. You need to go in the layout section, and in APA style we need to set 1 inch margin on every side of the page. However, you have to ensure that if your lecturer has asked some other margin, then you should use that margin only, because if your paper is a dissertation or a thesis, then in that case your lecturer may ask you to use 1.5 or 2 inch margin from left side, because then it becomes appropriate for binding of that paper. So you have to ensure that you are following what your lecturer has asked. But normally in APA style, 1 inch margin is set from all the sides for the entire document. So we'll go in this margin section and we'll check the 1 inch margin is there. So you see here normal, narrow, moderate, wide, everything is there, and by default it is set to normal, and normal is actually 1 inch margin from all the sides. So you can see that 2.54 centimeter is from top, left, bottom and right. So you have to ensure that margin is set to normal. Next point is about line spacing. So for setting line spacing, we need to come to the home tab, and here we have to ensure that the line spacing is double. So entire APA document is presented with double line spacing. So you need to come here and ensure that it is set to 2. Now it is done. We need to ensure that extra space is not there before and after the paragraph. Therefore you need to come here on line spacing option, and here you have to ensure that this option is selected. Means don't add space between paragraph of the same style. So here you have to select this option. Now click it OK. So your line spacing is set, it's double, and no extra space is added before or after the paragraph. Next is font, and normally in APA style we use Times New Roman 12. So here you need to come again and search for Times New Roman. See, here you can reach Times New Roman and set the font length to 12. If your lecturer has asked some other font, you should always use that font only. Now we need to set the page header. In the page header we are required to provide the page number. So how you will enter into the page header section? We will directly enter here. We just need to come at the top of the page and have a double click, and we will enter into the header section. Now we need to insert a page number here. You need to come here and select top of the page and put the page number here. So this is how it is done. If it would have been a professional paper, you were supposed to put a running head as well. How you will put running head? You need to simply come here and mention running head and put your running head, whatever running head you have. Let's suppose your running head is about economic analysis of India, so you will put your running head economic analysis of India, and then you will put tab so that the running head appears on the left hand side. Since we are talking about student papers, so we'll remove this running head and we need only page number. Now in order to come out of this header section, we need to come down and again have a double click and we'll come out of it. So here we have this page number. Now you are not able to see anything on the document, but basically the page layout setting is done. Now once the page layout setting is done, then we'll come and prepare our cover page, or we can say the title page. So for title page, first of all we need to know that the title of the document is presented in the upper half of the paper. So we simply need to put 3 to 4 enter so that we come in the upper half of the page, and then we need to make it centered because title is presented in the center of the page. Now here we need to enter the title. Let's suppose my title is Economic Analysis of India after COVID-19. Let's suppose my title has a subtitle as well. So I'll put one enter and put the subtitle. So this is how your title is done. Now you have to ensure that the title is written in bold. So I'll make it bold first thing. Second, the first letter of all the words needs to be in capitals. So this is how the title is written. Now after this you need to give one extra enter, you need to give some space, and then you need to present the author's name, or if you are a student, so obviously you will put your name. So I am putting my name here. Okay, then after this you will put the department name and name of the university. So let's suppose if the department is Department of Economics and university name is University of Rajasthan. So this is how you will put a name of the department and university. And after this you always have a course code. So if you have a course code, you will put the course code and name. Let's suppose that the course code is MGMT 401 Economic Analysis. After this we are required to put the name of the instructor or the lecturer to whom we are going to submit this paper. So let's suppose the name of the lecturer is Dr. Hemant Singh, and then in the end we provide the assignment due date. Now your title page is done. So you can see it now. This is how the title page will look. You can see that it is in the upper half of the page and it is presented in the center. Once the title page is done, then we need to come to the next page, and from here our main paper start. First of all, we will provide the main title only, and this is how we start the paper. So on the next page we will provide the title, and it will be again in the center only. And now we will be talking about levels of headings. So APA style has 5 levels of headings. Level 1 is the main heading, and level 2 is the subheading for level 1. Similarly, level 3 is subheading for level 2, and so on. So there are 5 labels, but normally in student papers you require only till level 2 or maximum level 3. If you are writing a dissertation or a thesis, then you require headings till level 4 and level 5, but here we will be talking about all the labels. So first of all, we need to ensure that this is a heading. This is really important. Here you need to ensure that what you are writing is a heading. So only putting it in bold doesn't make it heading. You have to make sure that you use this heading tool of Microsoft Word to make it a heading. Now as soon as you click here, it changes the entire format. So you have to ensure that again you make it in the same format. So make it Times New Roman and make it 12 and put it in the center. So this is how heading is made. This is my first heading, and level 1 heading is always presented in the center. It is bold and first letter of each word is capital. Now level 2 is presented in the left hand side, and again level 2 is also bold and in title case. So before entering level 2, let us put some information here. Let's suppose I have a subheading for this one. So for level 2, I will come to the left hand side, and here I will put heading 2. So here I need to come and select heading 2, and again I need to ensure that the font is Times New Roman and 12, because when you click on headings, it will again change the fonts and all. Let's suppose my heading is employment. Now heading 2 will be like this, and it will be in the left hand side, and it will be Times New Roman 12. So this is my heading 2. Again I'll put some information, so I am just putting the same paragraph here. Now if heading 3 is required, so heading 3 is again on the left hand side, bold and in title case. So heading 3 is exactly like heading 2. The only difference is that we make it italics. So let's suppose my heading 3 is about employment in Delhi, okay, and it is bold and italic. Now it is heading 3. Now again you can put your paragraph here. So you also need to see here that all the paragraphs are starting from different line, not exactly from the same line. And one more important point that you need to ensure is that the first line of the paragraph starts from a 0.5 inches margin. Okay, if you are not able to see the ruler, you can come here in view, and you can always turn on the ruler. So here is the ruler, you just need to click and see ruler is turned on. So you see this is 0.5 inches right align. Now level 4 and level 5. Level 4 heading will be indented, and here I can put a level 4 heading. Let's say if I am talking about employment in East Delhi. So this is my level 4 heading, and it needs to be bold. We need to note one important point, that in level 4 heading it starts with an indentation, and the paragraph starts with the same line of the heading. So here we are not required to put an enter. We need to start writing our paragraph from the same line. So this is done in level 4, and again in level 5 also it starts from the same line, and the way in level 4 we have provided a full stop. Similarly in level 5 also will provide a full stop. So if level 5 heading is there, it will again be in the same manner. Let's suppose I have level 5 heading as employment in East Delhi rural area. This one be intended bold, italic and in title case. So everything is just like the level 4, it is just that we make it in italics, and the paragraph will start again from the same line. See, so this is how the different level of headings is created. So I have already presented heading 1, heading 2, then heading 3, then heading 4, and then heading 5. Now if let's suppose in between somewhere you required again a main heading. See what happens, that it is not necessary that after heading 1 you have to put heading 2 only. Heading 2 is required only when your heading 1 has a subheading. If your heading 1 doesn't have a subheading and you need to put another main heading, then you will again use main heading 1 only. For example, let's suppose after this heading 2 I am required again a main heading. So what I will do, I will again come here, put my main heading just like heading 1. For example, let's suppose my main heading is inflation in India. So I'll put inflation in India, and I will again make it bold and make it heading 1 and put it in the center. Okay, I'll ensure that it is Times New Roman and 12. Now this is again my first heading, main heading 1, and then I'll put my paragraph here. So this is how heading 1 is again entered. So what I was trying to tell you, that it is not necessary, that many students make this mistake that if they have used heading 1, after that they use heading 2 only. Then if they have used heading 2, after that they use heading 3 only. So they basically do a numbering of headings. They don't think that heading 2 is basically subheading of heading 1. Heading 3 is basically subheading of heading 2. So this is how your different level of headings is done and your paragraphs are written. So I hope you have understood how the different level of headings is used in APA style. Few important points are here that you need to note, that the first paragraph is considered as introduction only. Therefore, we are not required to put a heading as introduction. So this paragraph is considered as introduction, and in APA style you will always put your main title on the first page. The main title that you have here, Economic Analysis of India After COVID-19, it will always be there on the first page, and then only you will start writing. So this main title works as a introduction heading only. So it is understood that the first paragraph you are writing is an introduction paragraph. So you are not required to put a heading as introduction. Second, do not make paragraphs justified from both the sides. It is again seen that students, in order to make it more beautiful or what, they just try to make it justified from both the sides. So this is what they do, they make it like this. Now it looks a little better, but in APA style justified from both the sides is not required. So you can leave it like this, scattered from the right hand side, and it needs to be justified only from the left hand side. And I have already told you that the first line of each paragraph needs to be indented. So this is how you basically present the paper. Now you can see that this looks very formal in nature. It is easy to read and understand because of line spacing. Headings are also written in a good manner. Again, here you can see that some extra space is there. Maybe I have mistakenly put one extra enter, so I need to delete it. You can see that this is looking very formal. So this is how APA style formatting is done for labels of headings. So guys, once the entire paper is written, in the end we need to provide the reference page. So here we will put the reference page on a separate page, not immediately after the conclusion. So what we will do, we will go and insert and we'll enter a page break. Now we are on a separate page. Again, references is like heading 1, so it will not be left aligned. Again, you will put it like a heading only, and it will be centered, and you can make it heading 1. So whenever I am clicking on heading 1, you can see that it is taking its default font and default formatting. So you have to ensure that you make it as per your requirement, which is Times New Roman 12, but it needs to be used like heading 1. So references, this heading you will put in the center like heading 1, and then you will put your references here. So let's suppose I am putting some references here. So this is how the references are done in APA style. Here we do exactly opposite of what we do in paragraphs. Here in this paragraphs we do the first line as indented, but here we do opposite. The first line starts from the beginning, but the second line onwards it's hanging indent. So this is called hanging indent. So this is how your reference page is set up. Now you can add as many references as you have, like see, I am just putting the same references again and again. So this is how your entire referencing page will look. Okay, so now your entire paper is done in APA style. Okay guys, now in the end I am going to show you how you can create your paper in APA format with a simple trick. You are not required to remember all the details that I just explained. You can simply prepare your paper in APA format using a simple trick. What you are required to do? You are required to find a template for APA formatting style. As you know that Microsoft Word is a very big software and it already has a lot of templates inbuilt. You are just required to find out that template as per your need and you can edit the template. For example, if you want to create a resume, you can find out a template. If you want to create a newsletter, you can again find out a template in Microsoft Word itself. Similarly, you can find out a template for APA style formatting as well. So in order to find out that template, you are required to go to this file section. Now we are required to find a template for APA style. So let's click on the more templates, and here you can see a lot of templates are available. See, resumes, different types of resume templates are here. Now our requirement is to find out a template for APA style paper. So we will search APA. Let's see if the template is available. Yes, now you can see that there are 4 templates available, and out of these 4 templates, these 2 papers are of our use. Now this one is saying that it's APA style report 6th edition, and this one is APA style paper. So let's choose this one. Okay, now you can see here this is APA writing a research or term paper that needs to be in APA format. Use this APA style report template to get started. This APA sample paper template will help you finish your APA formatted paper with ease. So you just need to create. Now you can see that your document is here. But one thing that you need to note here is that this template is as per APA 6th edition, and for student papers in APA 7th edition we do not require running head. So since you already know, so what you are going to do, you are simply going to enter into the header section and remove this running head. So double click and remove this running head, and the job is done. Click outside and come out of the header. Now here you can see that add title here up to 12 words on 1 or 2 lines. So you can edit this and add your title here. Then you can add author's name. You can add institution's affiliation, like name of the department and university, and author note is also given, but here author note is not required because it is a, if you are preparing a professional paper, then only it is required. So you can delete this section. The job is done. So title page is prepared. Now come here, abstract is again required in professional papers, and abstract is basically one paragraph of 150 to 250 words, and in abstract the first line indentation is not there. So this is the thing that you need to know. Secondly, after abstract some keywords are also written. So this is how an abstract is written in APA style, but since it's a student paper we are not required this abstract, so we will simply remove abstract, and we will also remove the headers from the other pages as well. As you know that whenever we put a running head on one page, it will always appear on all the pages. See, on page number 3 it is there, on page number 2 it is there. So we need to remove this running head from all the pages. So we will again simply come in the header section and will delete this header and will come out of it. Now it is removed from all the pages. You can see here. Okay, on page 4 also it is removed. Now you simply need to edit this. Here you click and add the title of your paper, and then delete this section and add your paragraph. Again heading 1, if you need heading 1, edit it and put your heading, delete this paragraph and put your details. So heading 2 is here, heading 3 is here, heading 4 is here. You can see how headings are. If you look at this, you can very easily understand how headings are prepared. Heading 1 is bold and centered, heading 2 is bold and left aligned, heading 3 is bold and right aligned, Heading 4 is italics and right aligned, bold, and heading 5 is italics and right aligned. Since it is 6th edition, here it is not mentioned, but in heading 4 and 5 these paragraphs will start from the same line of the headings. So these are the small things that you need to know because this is of 6th edition, but you can simply get a template from Microsoft Word itself. After this you come to the reference page and you can simply add your references here. So this is how the APA style paper can be prepared in one single click by using the template of Microsoft Word.
So guys, this was all about APA formatting. I hope you learned something new today and you will not make any error in preparing your paper in APA style after this video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. And do not miss sharing this video with your colleagues and your friends. In case you have any suggestions or any feedback, please mention on the comment section. Also, if you want me to make a video on the topic of your choice, please mention that topic as well on the comment section. We shall meet again in the next video on a different topic. Till then, keep reading, keep writing. Thank you so much for watching.